So I got into an accident yesterday, and I was basically doing on New Year's, right? New Year's Eve, New Year's, Omisoka Hatsumode, you know, either one could say so. And then the incident was that there's like BTS performing, right? We were coming out of a club, we were at Shinjuku Dome, where BTS just performed, so people were coming out. And then when we were at this little dome place, we were at a very dark road. We were followed by 3 punks, and that's practically it, right? But they followed us through from Shinjuku to Shibuya, right? They followed us. And then on the way there, they were talking shit about... I was speaking English, so they were talking shit about foreigners, which is me. And then my voice cracked when I was talking to my friend. And then halfway, not really halfway, throughout the whole fucking little road walk, or the walking thingy, right? They were busting my balls about how I sound like a fag, and then how me and my Japanese friend, or my friend, wasn't really fucking reacting. Basically, they were calling us fags, but in a very Japanese way, because like they don't have cuss words in Japanese. To be specific, sort of. There's no direct translation. When we were crossing near to Shibuya, right, my friend just said, hey, cut the shit off or something. I can't really remember what the fuck he said, but it's basically like cut the shit. And I basically did a hand sign, which is like a very Asian thing. I asked like all the Japanese people, right, that I fucking know, do you know about this hand sign? They said, no, this hand sign doesn't really exist in Japan, which is basically a very Singaporean hand sign saying, fuck you. For the people that are very curious about the hand signs, right, I basically did this, a palm, and then I did this, and then I just basically did this. Basically, it means fuck you, but instead of this, I did this because I'm a foreigner. Where I come from, this is fuck you. So I basically did that, right? And then this really escalated the whole fucking shit. Basically, they were talking shit, they followed us, right? And then after we did that, this dude was basically, he was holding a knife, by the way. He was holding a push-pop knife. If you don't know, it's basically the sides are a little bit dull, so you can't really cut people. But it was basically more of a stabbing knife, where the front edge is really sharp, and you just have a press of a button, it sharps up. And if you want to retract the blade, you have to like push it against something so the blade will retract. So that was the blade that he was holding. But anyways, he took out a cigarette. 2 of his friends just continuing walking. Only this fucking fag kept following us. And then the 2 other fucking brain dead fucks followed. So throughout this whole, from Shinjuku to Shibuya, now they're following us from Shibuya to Shibuya crossing, and then they were haggling us, saying, hey, you want to fight? What's the problem? You want to do something? You want to start some shit? Like, this was the fucking thing. Like, these are Japanese people that are sober, okay? Which is, we should really think, like, if I don't know, like, if you're already this brain fucked, if you're like sober, I want to see you drunk, really. So there was a lot of police, but the thing with police is they only patrol streets that are like, foreigners think that, oh, people might start shit there, but if you live there long enough, it's like, no one will fucking start shit there, because number 1, it's a lot of people. Number 2, no one's gonna really start shit at Shibuya Crossing because it's just fucking stupid. So they should really patrol the places where they might be potentially dangerous places or things that might start up. So basically there was a lot of police, but they were all in the wrong fucking places. So we lost them halfway throughout when we were going to Shibuya Crossing. So that's basically the whole incident that happened yesterday. That's very shocking to me, because in my 4 years of Japan, I've kind of like molded a little shape and a little bit stereotype that Japanese people are very law-abiding citizens. And 80% of it, yes, but there's like 20% of it that's like, fuck it. But it really depends on where you are at. You know, where you are at. That's the main thing. And I think it was a really tough pill to swallow for me. And the realization of this is happening in Japan, in the country that you love so much. And it's basically like waking up from a very beautiful dream, right? Waking up from a very beautiful dream, and like your ignorance and bliss just pops, and you just wake up and you just realize, maybe this is not the place. It was kind of like my midnight little stroll, thinking about perfect place doesn't exist, how the perfect place might not be my perfect place, and so on and so forth. It's in 4 years, right? And then I would say 4 years in Japan. This year in particular, with my little blonde hair, it kind of got me into a few troubles and stuff. So this year is definitely the most cultural shocking year that I had in the 4 years that I'm here. I just realized that, right, if I were to go to Dotonbori or Shinsaibashi or Omiya right now, like as in right now in 2 a.m., I'm gonna get into a lot of trouble because there's a lot of these type of people. They're like no good. Yang Chao is what they call it. I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. Anyways, there's a lot of people like that in those places, right? So if I were to go there right now, as it is, I would meet a lot of them, and they don't like filming, and I will get into trouble. I will get into fight, catch a case. It's really, really fucked up. And I kind of live near there. It's about a kilometer away, but you know, it's okay. Everything in Japan, right? Subway, metro, it's all a little bit very, very close. So the whole situation regarding yesterday, right? It was very shocking to me, but the thing is that I've always thought I would get into this type of trouble, but not with a local. Never with a local. I've already predicted it. Like, I'm already prepped that I would get into trouble or fight, but with a foreigner. Because 9 times out of 10, right? Usually if people get into fights and the police comes, 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10, it's the foreigner's fault. Okay, if it's foreigner and it's always with some other dude, 8 times out of 10, foreigner's fault. Okay, 2 times out of 10, you will be like me. You will be as a victim. You are a victim. Okay, you didn't start shit. They started haggling you. They started bugging you. 2 times out of 10, that happened before to me, my Afghanistan friend, my Irish friend, and then my London friend. I don't know why, this whole bunch. But the thing is, they have never actually pushed this hard. Within my little friend group, I got the worst shit happen to me, which is yesterday. So they were like, I even got Japanese friends, right? They said, hey, are you okay? Because like, I know you love Japan a lot, and we all know that you have this, you're living in this little bubble. So I just want to check up on you. Are you feeling okay? You know, don't let this ruin your image. Don't let this ruin your view of Japan. And just let it go, in a sense. You have to swallow your pride, you have to let it go, stuff like that. And I somewhat did, but I don't really care about me not fighting. I don't really care about that. I care about my perfect image of this country being ruined. Like, I came here for 4 years. I thought everything would be stable, but something like this happened, and it kind of destructs and destroys the whole image that you have already built up in your little head. In a country of 2% crime rates, 2% reported crime rates, all right, it's kind of like, like things like this shouldn't really be happening, right? But on a daily basis, I kind of like, once I woke up from the little dream I had, I realized that, hey, this actually happens a lot and no one is reporting it. Even if they did report it, there's nothing we can do, like as the police, because they didn't beat you up, you're not in the hospital, they just threaten you, you know, with a knife. So what can we do? You're not stabbed. So the Japanese police are more reactive than protective? Reactive than yeah, they're more of a reactive type than prevention type, if I have to say so. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying there's a lot of places, there's a lot of gaps and holes which you could, you know, fill up. And after 24 hours and then like a shower and then a little bit of sleeping, I realized that, okay, it's normal, okay? It's normal. And you know, I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. These things do happen, but never to a foreigner. And even if they did, I now at least know what's the right thing to handle it, which is just walk away, because people like them, they just fucking degenerates. They live based off attention, and I'm just feeding it to them. And yeah, I guess there's really nothing we can do about it, especially if you're a foreigner. I'll go into the foreigner tiers a little bit later. Like for me, I was very shocked because like I've moved, I didn't really move here, okay? I didn't get a residency, so I have to get out of this country every 3 months or so. But the thing is, right, like people who have long-term plans here, and this is kind of a little bit stupid, but people that has long-term plans here of like living, working here should get like a guidebook on like, oh, in this prefecture, you shouldn't go to this place because this place is very dangerous and holds potential danger in this little area. So you should avoid it at night, you know? But no one has this type of guidebook. No one will tell you. And even foreigners, right? Foreigners don't want to ruin the image of Japan. Foreigners do not want to ruin the image of Japan or give their friend like a bad little tip like, hey, Japan is dangerous. No, it's not. It's not dangerous. But sometimes there is a little bit of things that might happen here and there. But overall, it's a very safe place. yeah, it's a very safe place. Nothing big ever happens here. It does change from year to year, but still, you don't have to worry too much. And the tiers and the levels of foreigner, it's kind of suck, you know, because you really don't want to catch a case in Japan. 90% conviction rate, or is it 99% conviction rate? And if you catch a case and they charge you, you're gonna get banned from this country for about 5 or 10 years, or even permanently. So basically, what do I mean by the tiers of foreigners? Basically, foreigners that does not have residency cards, right? The people will not really care about you because they think you have like short-term plans or whatnot. So people that doesn't have residency cards are separate into two. People that knows Japanese and people that do not know Japanese at all. Second tier will be people that has residency cards, and then the best tier will be people that have like permanent residence, if Japan even has permanent residence, or you're a foreigner holding a Japanese passport. Basically, you convert it, then they'll give a shit. A very, very good example is, have you seen Paolo? I don't know who, but I remember one YouTuber who married a Japanese girl, right? He has a few issues, and then they have to bring the police involved. And then, since he's a foreigner, the police didn't really give a fuck, right? But he does has a residency card. He has a residency card, but he has to bring his Japanese wife to solve the problem. So that is a very fucked up thing to do. Like, you have to be somebody to get a good fucking reaction. Overall, what I learned is Japan is not a perfect place. In the face of what the media portrays, yes, Japan is like Narnia, right? But once the skies turn dark, happy hour is out, just try to avoid some places, because not every place is gonna be so bueno, right? So avoid some places at night, because sketchy people might be there. Also, try not to catch any cases, get into anything, just not get involved. Be as straight edge as possible if you are overseas. This is a good tip in general, not just in Japan, in general, okay? Basically, nothing is perfect, that's what I'm trying to say. But it's not that bad, it's just that I really wish that the media would portray some of these things, like fights and whatnot, right? Like push out a little bit. Like once the media is pushing everything in such a good way, when something bad hits you, you're very unexpected. The reaction is like, what the fuck? This is not what Fox News says. Also, I still don't, I know where it's good, where it's bad, but just a good rule of thumb is, after like 7, 10 or something, after like 10 p.m, just go back to the hotel, go back to your room and stuff. Avoid troubles and whatnot. At least that's what I've learned. And I've learned it in a hard way. And I really do somewhat appreciate it, the lesson that I've been taught. I didn't fucking, I don't know, man, but I just appreciate the lessons, that's all. You know, I really wish everything happens for a reason. Maybe this is some kind of sign from God or whatnot. But yeah, so that's it. That's pretty much it. And if you don't believe me that a lot of crimes are not reported here in Japan, you could dig up a lot of stuff like simple things like molestation. That's what's up. I'm not saying that's what's up isn't like a good way. I mean like that, you know, like simple molestation cases. A lot of Japanese people won't report it because they know, oh, even as a Japanese like female, right, if I get molested, they won't really give a fuck. So there's really no point of me reporting it. So if there's a lot of molestation cases, a lot, like they have an issue, okay, here. So like if they report it, a reported crime rate might go up to as high as 10%. We're talking about that. Anyways, I hope I can tell my past self, future self something, I guess. I learned a little bit, and I guess that's pretty much it. Take the good with the bad.